What's up? I'm Ben Freeman from freeman-pedia.com, and normally I make these videos for all the students around the world looking for some help in AP World History. But today is for the teachers. One of the most asked questions I get each year is, what do you do on the first day? And I'm not just saying that. I've sent so many emails and social media posts devoted to what I'm about to tell you. And since I make videos now, why not make a quick video going over my favorite first day activity in AP World History? Now I have about 11 years until I retire, and in my final year, I will still be doing this same first day activity in AP World History. So what do I do on the first day? I do something known as the ordeal. Now this isn't new, and you might have heard of it. It's also known as the ordeal by cheque. The basic context goes like this. Back in 1932, this story was published in the pages of Vanity Fair magazine, and it looked just like this, just a series of canceled checks. They showed when and where Lawrence Exeter and later his son Lawrence Exeter Jr. were spending their money. The novelty was that it's not exactly clear what's going on. It's a unique way of telling a story. Of course, at the time, everyone freaked out and wrote in trying to figure out what happened, but WUTHER CRUE, the author, took that secret to the grave. There is no correct interpretation. Google ordeal by cheque, do it, and you'll see that there are a million narrative stories giving their version of these events. This is where AP World History comes in. On the first day, students are returning from a summer completely devoted to the algorithm that controls their lives, TikTok, Instagram. So you can't just break out the old syllabus. That ain't working. My suggestion? Throw these checks at them, have them get into groups and interpret the story for themselves. Luckily, another amazing AP World History teacher named Anthony Arzate took the original checks and converted them into Venmo transactions because, let's face it, these kids have never seen a check in their lives. You can find all of this down below. Everything I'm going over today is linked in the description below. I made some Google slides. You can just make a copy and try this on your own. The basic steps are as follows. First, go over the whole process with them by presenting these Google slides. Give them the background on the story. Tell them how there is no real answer, and it's up to them to come up with a narrative based on the evidence given to them by WUTHER CRUE and Anthony Arzate. Second, establish a baseline history. Go over the first few Venmos as a class so they have some sort of background as to what's going on. The first Venmos are pretty standard. This will establish some context for the story, and then later on they'll have something to build off of. Lawrence Exeter had a son. Lawrence Exeter Jr. went to military school. He got a bike. He got a Cadillac. He went to Stanford. Bougie Lawrence and his Cadillac. Third, group time. Put them into groups of 3 or 4 or whatever and have them read through the rest of the Venmos and come up with a narrative story. They don't have to write out some long story, but they should be able to tell the rest of the class what they think happened. Fourth, present. So you went over the whole intro, so we all agree on that. Now, let the first group present their version of events. The crazier, the better. Look, I've been doing this for many, many years now, and you're gonna get some real, we'll just say, creative responses. Remember, as long as they're based on a Venmo payment, there are literally no wrong answers. WUTHER CRUE is dead. We have no way of knowing what they were getting at when they were writing this story back in 1932. Then, go to the next group. They don't have to present their whole timeline, just where did their story or variant become different. By the end of class, you'll have a basic timeline that is agreed upon and then some crazy variants your students will definitely run with. Who is Peter Ventizzi? And more importantly, who is Tony Spagoni, am I right? What is Tony Spagoni's deal? Fifth, the reveal. So the big reveal at the end was that this was not just some fun thing to do on the first day. You basically mirrored the process of how history is recorded. Based on historical evidence, historians put together a narrative of that evidence. This is what we call history. Beyond creating a historical narrative, this activity reaps rewards all year long. First, it's a fun thing to do on the first day. Second, it's a fun way to meet your students on the first day. Third, they are literally looking at documents and using them to support an argument. They're literally writing a DBQ. If I started this video with, hey, on the first day, have your students write a DBQ, you would have unsubscribed so fast. And when you get to the DBQ later in the year, reference Tony Spagoni and the Bootery and Peter Ventizzi. It's the same skills. So that's my first day. We break out the old ordeal by Venmo, a few laughs, a few points made about history and how we get the historical narrative we'll be using in class. And the next class, day 2, what does the historical narrative say about East Asia from 1200 to 1450? Need more AP World videos? Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Besides teaching AP World History, it's literally all I do. And I'm also now in charge of the ultimate review packet for AP World History, where I have videos, study guides, a full practice exam, tons of stuff to help you and your students out along the way. So be sure to check that out as well. Thank you and good luck this year and on the exam this May.